afternoon from the second age of reason. We're here for a little statement. Now, these days, times become quite interesting and perilous, and of course there's been the question about the surveillance state. Do we need it? Do we not need it? Well, let's discuss it a little bit, because that was the meaning of the Revelations, was to have some discussion. So, my take on it is that the only solution at this point, the only corrective action, would be to dissolve the agency. The revelations of whistleblowers recently were very fortuitous. Clearly, a government intended to keep things hidden. Clearly, a government was content to continue lying to we the people and lying to Congress. And now Congress has become part of the problem as well, because those that perjured themselves before Congress walked away, and the outrage was subdued at best. The President has also had a very measured response, and from these events we can hypothesize. Number one, all of them, mostly all of them, were in on it and knew. The Congress, the President, the Supreme Court. Number two, they all backpedaled and laid low for a while. What will the reaction be of the people? What would be the reaction of the military and NSA and other agencies? What would be the reaction of the banks, business, and the economy in general? What would be the reaction of the press and various media? So the agencies work for the three branches, or do the three branches work for the agencies? The response was basically that the government was going to monitor itself. The government is still after Assange and Snowden and others. Internal controls to this point have done no good in practice and offer nothing to whistleblowers except a review board which basically collects and scrubs the evidence. This practice is prevalent both in government and in business. Whistleblowers wanted to start the conversation, and they did. But there's a purpose to that conversation. What to do about the surveillance problem? Perhaps better stated as unwarranted surveillance problem. Some will say it's been that way for over 100 years, let it be. But some will refer back to the Constitution. Surveillance needs a just cause and reasonable suspicion. And reasonable suspicion is not 300 million American citizens, or is the population of the world 6 billion. And ignorance is not consent of the governed. The powers that be have a proven record of incompetence and lying and using Orwellian doublespeak. And because of that, I'm going to state my opinion on the matter. And that is, it needs to be disbanded and dismantled and verified. The system as built is not an institution of liberty. Disbanding means take it apart, fire everyone, and ban them from those kind of jobs. Decommission the data centers and scrub and sell off the equipment to divert customers. Disconnect the data lines. Start over with new people and a clear goal. But what about other nations? Won't Russia and China tap in now? My guess is that they've been tapped in for a long time. They are in on it. And when we disconnect, they'll go dark too. People will have to be face to face and use people's skills and negotiate on a level and fair playing field. And entities that are too big, say certain corporations, financial institutions will likewise have to be broken up and rebuilt. The powers that be will never do it on their own, and it would never have told us on their own either. Absolute power has corrupted absolutely. We must be adamant, we must be firm, if we are to get the Republic back in order. That's kind of my opinion on the matter. I know others have come to the same conclusion. The discussion that was never meant to be had has been had, and we've arrived at this very similar and same conclusions in many cases. Maybe small and minor details. But for now, that's just my opinion, and we'll see where it leads. Hopefully, things will get better in the future. So until later, we'll be seeing you.